This is E-News Prime Time. A very good evening. The National Prosecuting Authority has won the latest battle in its war with Jacob Zuma. The Durban High Court has agreed to formally ask Mauritian authorities for a diary that the state says incriminates Zuma. The document could be key to recharging the former deputy president with corruption relating to the arms deal.
Just the outcome the National Prosecuting Authority was hoping for. Prosecutors have secured a High Court order that brings them one step closer to getting their hands on Alain Tétard's diary. He's the former chief executive of French arms company Tint that was bidding for a big slice of the arms deal pie. The diary was seized by Mauritian authorities during a raid on the company's offices in the island nation several years ago. Mauritian courts slapped an injunction on the diary after Tint complained that it contained trade secrets that could harm the company's performance. The state says the diary will prove Tétard met with former Deputy President Jacob Zuma and his one-time financial advisor Schabir Shaik. It was at that meeting that the state alleges a bribe was arranged for Zuma. The NPA is hoping to bring fresh charges against Zuma after their first attempt was struck off the court roll last year.
It's part of our broader investigation, our commitment to ensure that this particular chapter is indeed reach one form or another of finality. And we are quite pleased, at least for now, that at least we are one step closer to that commitment that we want to see realized.
The NPA's battle to get the diary is far from over. They'll now have to present our High Court order to Mauritian authorities, asking them to lift the embargo they've placed on the diary. But if Zuma's lawyers get their way, that process will be further delayed. They're planning to contest the court order and intend lodging an application against it in the next 15 days. Vanessa Govender, E-News, Durban.
And it's not just the Scorpions who are causing trouble for Jacob Zuma. A cabinet minister has, for the first time, publicly questioned whether he's fit to lead the ANC and the country. Public Enterprises Minister Alec Owen reckons Zuma's brushes with the law have tarnished his reputation.
Jacob Zuma was acquitted of rape last May, but not before he shocked many with his views on women and on HIV/AIDS. And the Scorpions have still to actually lay new corruption charges against Zuma, let alone secure conviction. Yet his reputation was shredded by the evidence that helped put his former financial advisor Schabir Shaik behind bars. In recent months, though, Zuma's had more to sing about. Many have been backing him to succeed Thabo Mbeki as ANC president, and with that, as South Africa's president. But there's been a deafening silence from those at the top of the ANC, until now. Interviewed recently by the BBC, Public Enterprises Minister Alec Owen found himself grilled on Zuma's leadership qualities.
Do you think Jacob Zuma, a man whose behaviour, both toward women and in terms of his financial probity, has been under close scrutiny over the last couple of years, do you believe he's a man who could credibly lead South Africa?
I think that on Jacob Zuma's record, I think you'll have great difficulty winning this election in the ANC.
ETV is the first South African channel to broadcast those comments, and reactions been muted so far. Yet the BBC tells us the presidency has requested a copy of the Hard Talk interview. Zuma's supporters aren't happy with what they've heard so far.
That might be his opinion. I don't know the opinion of the structures of the ANC, because as you all know, it's the masses and the ordinary people of the ANC who will vote who becomes the next president.
Owen himself could not be reached for comment. Belinda Moses, E-News, Johannesburg.
We're now joined by E-News political analyst Justice Malala. Evening, Justice. Do you think Jacob Zuma is losing any sleep over this High Court defeat and Alec Owen's public criticisms of him?
He should be. Excuse me. He should be, because he's only got 9 months to go until the ANC conference in December, when a new president will be elected. Now, Jacob Zuma has been going out, he's taken an HIV test, met Afrikaner, spoken out on crime, and all those are part of building himself up as a suitable candidate to succeed President Mbeki. With people, senior people in the ANC saying, no, he will find it hard, he's not suitable, that makes it harder for him to actually get to his position. Now, on the other hand, as they say, no publicity, or not all publicity is no publicity is bad publicity. And there are lots of people in the ANC who will say, well, he's being hounded by some people in the ANC.
So it could work actually in his favour. Tell me, Alec Irwin, do his views carry a lot of clout within the ANC, and do you think he's speaking for a lot of people who haven't voiced their opinions thus far?
He does carry a lot of clout in the ANC. He's got a long struggle history, and he speaks for quite a few powerful ANC leaders. But we must be careful to say that he's not the only person who counts, and that grouping is not the only one that counts. There are many others, as we saw last year in June when the ANC at the policy conference. There's a lot of support for Jacob Zuma. Absolutely. So, you know, it's 50-50. Well,
one to watch as always. Thank you very much, Justice. Let's take a quick look now at the markets.
Taking pictures.